This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up? Back with another one. This clip breaks down the talk around George Pickens, his effort on the field, and the reactions from Richard Sherman. So let's check this clip out.
The big story here is George Pickens. George Pickens throughout the game, especially late in the game, just looked uninterested in playing football. And that's what you can't have. If you're going to be a superstar, if you want to be the best receiver in the National Football League, you can never be disengaged. It doesn't matter if the game's going your way or not going your way. You can't just disappear in these games or else you're not going to have impact. And just right here, cruising routes. You're the guy. CD Lamb is not in this game. He's out. And you get intercepted on your slant routes. And you can't be the guy and have that. I'm sorry, that's just, you can't, it's unacceptable. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're looking at him and you're looking to pay him big-time receiver money, $40 million, you got to look at this tape and say, hey, is this a guy we can trust paying $40 million to show up regardless of circumstance? I don't know.
So first off, for what George Pickens has to understand is this entire season, all he's received is applause. And he's earned that. Yeah. And so now the boos are going to be as loud as the applause. And Cam used the analogy that sometimes wide receivers play possum. Well, we needed him to be a raccoon. Yeah. I needed him to be a savage last night. I needed him to go out and show me how much it mattered to him. And just like you, I'm rooting for George Pickens. Just like you, I like George Pickens. And Cam is talking about the way we watch film. Here is how we watch film. Let me talk from a defensive standpoint. Okay. When we turn the film on, when you look at your grade sheet, at the end of your grade sheet, there's something called a loaf. So let's say Stephen A. is running the football down the left sideline and I'm on the opposite side of the field or the middle of the field. If you're still running and I'm not sprinting to tackle you, sprinting to get in the film or get into the view, then that's a loaf for me. This is the same thing we're seeing from George Pickens, a loaf. Right. This is the same thing we're seeing from George Pickens. When you run the slant, which Cam, we can't give him the excuse that the schematics are basics because this is how he won the game last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. He ran a slant. He ran an inside route, and then he turned up down the sideline. He finished the game on an inside route because he ran hard, because he came back to the football. George Pickens knows that effort wasn't enough. George Pickens knows that people are watching him just to see these things. And I'm not going to question his football character here. I'm going to question his awareness. Because see, what happened to me was when they told me, when Tom Coughlin looked at me and said, I don't believe you're big enough and physical enough to play safety in this league. You know what I said? I'm going to try to kill everybody I hit from now on. And if I'm going to be out the league and if they're not going to give me a job, it won't be because of that. If I'm George Pickens and I know I am ultimately talented, top 5 talented, and all they ask from me is effort, you're going to have to stop me from running. George Pickens let himself down more than anything last night.
George Pickens has become the center of a growing conversation after his response to criticism from Richard Sherman and the detailed analysis offered by Ryan Clark, and the focus of the discussion is centered on his visible lack of effort and competitiveness during a recent game. Sherman pointed out that Pickens appeared emotionally distant and physically disengaged, running routes with minimal urgency and demonstrating an attitude that did not reflect the behavior of a receiver who aims to be among the elite. Sherman emphasized that a star-level player must show consistent drive regardless of the game situation, and he questioned whether a team could rely on Pickens to bring dependable energy every time he steps onto the field. Ryan Clark expanded on this by drawing on his own experience evaluating film from a defensive perspective, explaining that what Pickens displayed would be classified as a loaf, which means showing less than full effort on plays where he should be exerting himself. Clark stressed that Pickens has received praise throughout the season, but now must face criticism with the same intensity as the applause he has enjoyed. He noted that Pickens has shown the ability to run routes with purpose in previous games and understands what is expected of him, which means the issue is not talent, but awareness and personal accountability.